Hey, this is Claudia. Today is June 23rd, and I cannot believe that it's been a month after my first eye surgery. Wow. Especially this past week has been very intense with some important decision making and some realizations about my healing that I'm still not sure what to make of it. In any case, a couple of days ago, I decided to fire my doctor, my surgeon. And the reason why I decided to fire him had absolutely nothing to do with his qualities or his ability to be a good doctor, his ability to do his job properly. It had nothing to do with me being a picky patient or unrealistic, or we didn't do anything wrong, neither one of us. But it had absolutely everything to do with me realizing that our relationship wasn't in alignment with my healing. And that's a very powerful place to be in the uncertainty of eye health issues and having to rely on somebody else to help recover your vision. The reason why this came about had everything to do with my health insurance and some issues that happened with it. And I thought that I had everything covered and I had done my due diligence and I was very confident that I had done my work and I made the right decision to go with this doctor. But yes, I made my decision to go with this doctor based on the wrong information. And there was some miscommunication, and that's still being dealt with. Bottom line is that it allowed me the opportunity to look at my relationship with my doctor and the provider of the healing that I needed to experience to recover my vision from a different perspective. So if I would have felt that this doctor was the best person to be in charge of my healing, I would have said, let's make it work no matter what. And I would have made it work. I would have figured out a way. But it wasn't that way. It didn't feel that way. When I stepped back with the situation in front of me and I looked at it from that perspective of, is he going to be the person that's going to lead my healing? The answer was no. So I let go. I let go of this person that provided me with the most incredible form of healing that I would have never been able to provide for myself, or I don't even know anybody else who would have been able to. And yet I had to let go of him with so much gratitude for what he provided for me without even knowing who was going to take his place. So that's the other piece of it. It's scary. It's very uncertain. And it feels very vulnerable to be in a place of having eye emergency and not really knowing who is going to be able to help. However, being able to tap into what supports me and understanding what does not from what's available is such an empowering place to say no and to trust that whoever is going to be in that place of providing for my healing is going to show up. It's a place of complete personal responsibility. It's becoming my own health advocate again, once again, and understanding what is going to sustain me in this process. When I'm able to step in that place of personal responsibility, being in full alignment with what expands me, I am clearing out the channel for that to come to me and for me to be able to see it. So I see all these conversations started to happen, and I see people asking me different questions and me being able to tell my story from a different place. I remember things, I remember people, I start making different kinds of connections, and I start having a different conversation with my insurance, which makes a big difference when we're having conversations with something so chaotic as health insurance companies that can be very troubled and very conflicting and very complicated. When we start having conversations with them from a place of possibility, from a place of let's look for a solution, and all of a sudden these people are wanting to work with me, that is an incredible place of empowerment. And it's so freeing. There's something to be said about communication as well. It's when we communicate from a place of honoring the other person, that they are coming from their best place and their best intention, because that's where we're coming from as well. And then magic happens. I I don't know how things are going to evolve for me. I have an appointment with another surgeon tomorrow, but I doubt that. I don't know why. I doubt that he's going to be my surgeon, but I need to go and have my eye checked because I'm having some symptoms, and I need to make sure that things are not being reversed and things are moving forward. I'm not sure where that's going to take me, but in the meantime, I'm exploring all these other possibilities, and I am certain that the right support for my healing is going to show up. But more than anything, I am certain that no matter what life shows up with in my future, that I am going to be able to remain tapped into whatever supports me. And I'm going to be strong in holding on to that, because that's what's going to take me to whatever's going to help me be the best version of myself. So as I'm going through this whole experience of letting go with gratitude and in getting my personal power back and being in that place of personal responsibility, I have to think about anything else that's going on in the world at large. Globally, our world is going through major, intense shifts. And I believe that if we can do something to help, is to take our power back and to be in that place of personal responsibility, of understanding what it is that is going to help us magnify that best version of us. So then we can be that particle, even if it's a little tiny particle, that can be in the place of wherever it needs to be in the whole transformation piece that our world is experiencing right now. And it's part of the magic. It's part of the magic to be able to allow ourselves to experience that greatness, because it's going to allow us to have the best experience with whatever's going on, doesn't matter, but also allow our circles, our immediate circles, to benefit from it. Because we ripple out whatever we think, whatever we act on, however we behave, and whatever we put out there is going to impact our surroundings, and that is going to impact the world at large. It's such a unique place to be in right now. And in my case is eye health issues, but it can be anything. It could be a divorce, it could be being laid off, or not being fulfilled with your job, or having some parenting issues, or having loss in your life, or having change in your lifestyle, extreme change in your lifestyle, transitions, and all that energy that contracts and expands and contracts and shifts. Is how we're going to use that to the advantage of our own well-being, to make it the best that it can be, so that we can be that particle that is going to then explode into being whatever the shift at large is meant to be. I believe that these are times for us to step fiercely into our personal responsibility as part of the collective responsibility. And it's a beautiful place to be in. That's what I think.